Hello and welcome once again to another game of StarCraft 2. I am your friend Jim Raynor, the Guardian of Peace and Justice in the Galaxy, here to liberate millions from the dark forces who hate good and love evil. On my Smurf account, Commander Crumb, I am the blue Terran on the bottom of Cloud Kingdom, my opponent, Phase Z, the red protoss on the top. Demonstrating my hybrid mech / bio build. It's a unique build in that it's not, in my opinion, part of the metagame. I've never seen it. It started out as a pretty much a purely mech build from Konseskev, a Masters level Terran player, well known in my group, Circle of Friends, the New England StarCraft League. Just roll for the build order real quick. It's obviously depot, and you want to wall in. Racks at 12, gas 13, and what you want to do is then get a factory right away. Second gas. As soon as the factory is done, starport. Put a reactor on the factory. Once the starport's done, flip it. Flow banshees on the way. Expansion. Armory for a Thor. And I won't give the whole thing away anyway. So chronoing out his zealots. And instead of getting with Cyber Core, he goes with a quick second gateway. I've learned early on, after being punished for not walling in by protoss players, that it makes no sense to not wall in my opinion. I know other players like to build their stuff close to home and save like a nanosecond. But open yourself up to this kind of harass, it's just not worth it. So anyway, here comes the factory. I'll slow it down. Actually, I don't need to slow it down. So factory's done. Starport, get a tech add-on. Here comes the push. And he does a quick U-turn and see you later. At that point, eke out that last Marine, and I'm pretty free to actually bunker up a little bit more, and this is what I tend to do. It's very good if your opponent foregates you, because this build that I'm doing leaves you vulnerable in the early game. So a nice bunker there, and the good thing is his last scout showed a barracks there, so he's expecting it. He comes up and then whoop, oops, there's a bunker there filled with Marines shooting at me. And it's actually an excellent method of getting a little bit more damage than you would normally. Plus, you want those repairing SCVs if he is foregating, so what I've done is I'll pop out a Marine and put him right about here. So he'll go, hey, we're under attack! Give me just enough time so I can grab a handful of SCVs and put them on auto repair. Alright, so the Banshee's on the way. After I get the cloak, then the next thing I want to do is save up for a command center. In the meantime, he's got 3 gates. Now he's getting his Twilight Council. He's got his Robo, or not his Robo, his Cyber Core, but he is not researching Warp Gate. I am really surprised, and this is a gold level player. This is not like a total noob. But here, what do you not see in this cluster of buildings? Answer: robotics facility for an observer. And here comes my Banshee. So here the command center's coming. Marines there to be an early warning. Get the tech add-on, and I'm going to pop a Thor out. The thing that I'd like to do is, while I'm doing this harass, go to my factory hotkey and pop out a Thor. But I often get caught up in the moment and forget to do that. So he's feeling somewhat safe being out and about. But here we go, and yeah, he's going to be in a lot of trouble here. So we've got 3 kills. He's a recruit. He's a corporal. Alright, cloak. The tempting thing for me is to go after his army, but I'd rather go after his probes, because that's what I'm there for. 10 kills, he's a sergeant. And I looked down and I saw that going, oh my god, this is wonderful. So the only thing stopping me is really energy, of which I'm getting kind of low here, 49, 48. So the clock is ticking, and I figured I'll get a few more kills. It's just as good to keep him from mining too. 14 kills. Alright, so at 29 I didn't want to mess around anymore. I did a fair amount of damage. Alright, so it's time to expand now, and yeah, I hadn't even queued up my Thor. I was supposed to do that, but I got a little crazy. Alright, so what are we going to do now? Are we gonna find, is he going to finally build an observer? No. Why build an observer? Okay, there he goes. Oh well. I figured I'd keep him there in case I wanted to, return him. But to be honest with you, any decent protoss is going to have an observer parked right here with at least one stalker. So I later decided to bring him back into my army. So the Raven is the next thing you build from this. That way you can pop observers, and he's not going to be able to know exactly what you're going to do. Thor on the way. So the next phase, obviously, I'm somewhat weak. He could have hit me. I mean, he could have maybe kept one stalker here and pushed his whole army down, and he could have prevented me from expanding had he known. So there is that window where you're vulnerable, and that being the case, 3 bunkers, I've got the minerals, I certainly can do it. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make 3 more barracks and spam Marines, get a Ghost Academy, and get a couple of Ghosts. The Ghosts are primarily not to EMP the opponent, but my own Thors. Often protosses can go, look at this idiot. He hasn't even researched warp. Whatever. I mean, some people just don't deserve to even play the game, much less win. So I'll just go through this rapidly, because it's actually painful for me to even watch. Alright, second factory. Oh, also upgrades. Got to keep on those. So, Thors, Marines, Banshees. That's my unit composition. And he comes over. And look what happens. No observer in his unit composition. Why? Why? My spidey sense told me there was one right here. So I turned around. Thors, okay, expansion on the way. My Thor is trapped. Bummer. Gonna have to get rid of that or move it. Continue the upgrades, yada yada yada. Did he ever get warp? What kind of an idiot is this guy? I shouldn't be mean. There are some players who just they don't know how to play the game. There's nothing wrong with that. Alright, pretty good push coming here. The only thing I gotta watch out for is these bunkers. Having seen this push, I load up what I can into my command center, lift it up and away. I'm gonna have to get my army on the job. Go, 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 go. And I A move everything, and look what my Thors do. They can't get through this, so they go up and around. But as it happens, my Marines were good enough. Actually, I think it was really the threat of the Banshees that shoot him away more than anything. Okay, why don't you guys go get rid of those stupid bunkers. Alright, 2 Ghost Academies, why not? I'm so far ahead, I know it. I dropped a mule to save my engineering bay. Okay, so the rest is gravy. He's supply blocked. Look at the food count. Okay, 50 more than him. Alright, let's just go to 4 times speed. I mean, basically that's the drill. Because I was, you know, stimming my Marines and stuff, I needed to heal them up, so I made some medvacs. So medvacs, Banshee, Viking, not Viking, Raven, Thor, Ghost. And yeah, I'm just going infantry 1. I'm not really. The Marines are kind of throwaway units in this composition because you have minerals to spend. So and away we go. This was not an advantageous engagement place for me. Well, to a degree, the stalkers were not able to get any kind of surround on me in that choke, but I wanted to get a full surround on him. Alright, so I'll slow it down for the final action. And look at this. Is there an observer anywhere? Have you learned your lesson, my friend? No! At this point, I just feel bad for this guy. Maybe, you know, it could be he's a special needs kid or something, you know? Alright, so that shoot him away, so I was able to get the rest of my Marines up there, my concave. May as well get a nuke in there while we're at it. Alright. Nice ball of units, EMP. There we go. Not like I really needed the EMP. I mean, this guy was in bad shape as it is. That sealed the deal. So that's it. Phasey leaves the game, and it can work. Now, the counters to this build, if they if they can get to the Archon level and Colossus, that is definitely going to wreck this army. So if he goes Colossus, you know, obviously you want to go with Vikings if you can. Sometimes the Banshees actually work, but Banshees are not going to A-move automatically to the Colossus. So that's it in a nutshell. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Hasta la vista. Goodbye, and God bless America.